ThermalSoundwaves.
It's a little smoky in here right now. A little smoky, but ain't no smoke going on. We gonna find out what that's all about.
Don't have the boys go up in here and see. Give them tickets. Smoky. Yeah. Oh, we on our way. And we bringing tickets. Shutting y'all down. Don't do that.
No doubt. Absolutely. So we got some familiar faces up here in the place right now.
Yep.
Let everybody know, who do we have with us in studio right now?
Hey, it's a pleasure. Cigar Boys in the house, in the building, in the establishment.
Cigar Boys.
On your premises, yo.
Absolutely. No smoking in here, fellas. No smoking.
We out.
So now the Cigar Boys. Who are the Cigar Boys?
All right. Well, the Cigar Boys are a group of cigar enthusiasts who just happen to have a musical past and decided to put the two together and form like a little, little music, little networking, little hangout, a little lifestyle. And that's what we're doing now, a whole cigar lifestyle with the music being one of the forefronts of it.
Oh, it's more than just a little lifestyle you guys are having.
Yeah, we're enjoying it too.
So who do we have? Who we talking to right now?
Me personally, I'm Curtis Sherrod. Some may know me as Mexi Ray. Some may know me as the executive director.
Mexi Ray. That was my old rap name too.
Yeah. I had my first record in '79. So,
wow.
If you go to Ego Trip Book of Raps, it's listed as the best record, top 5 records made in 1979. So.
And what's the name of the record?
Oh, it was called The Ultimate Rap.
The Ultimate Rap?
By the Nice and Nasty MCs. Go on YouTube right now.
Nice and
Nasty
Look
at it right now.
Ultimate Rap.
Nice and nasty.
Hundreds of thousands of hits on that sucker. Nice and Nasty
Over
MCs.
40
The
years.
Ultimate Rap. Hundreds of thousands.
One a day.
Slow and steady wins the race, people.
Hey, you're right about that. So, and who else do we have here?
Papa Hat, a.k.a. Romeo J.D. I started my career back with the old school Harlem trio, the Boogie Boys. And our biggest record was The Fly Girl back in the days. And
Of course.
You Ain't Fresh and all that there. But, you hip-hop, you born with hip-hop, you live with it. I never let it go, man. So I still been doing my thing. And Kurt and I go back all the way to high school. And,
Brooklyn Tech.
I've been on my shout out to Brooklyn Tech.
Good to Brooklyn Tech.
Yeah, man. I went to my guidance counselor, man, my last year trying to struggle to get
got
out.
in?
He recommended I drop out and take my GED.
Oh, wow.
That's what my guidance counselor recommended. I wish I could remember his name because I started to choke him out.
Guidance.
I've been here 4 years, and you tell me what I should do is go get my GED. That's what you're telling me to do. That was
At Brooklyn Tech.
There were chokeouts going on at Brooklyn Tech, too.
Man, believe me, choke.
There were a lot of chokeouts going on at Brooklyn Tech.
Man. So shout to me, man. Shout out to me for telling him where he could go and staying and doing summer night school, which I didn't even know existed, but did what I had to do to make sure I get that Brooklyn Tech diploma.
Yeah, summer night school existed.
Yeah, man. Washington. Shout out to Washington Irving.
Yeah. Now you said Papa Hat.
Papa Hat. Yeah.
You're not connected to Papa.
Huh?
So the Papas out there.
No. It's
Big
Papa
Papa
Hat
Doc.
just comes through Papa Hat, the OG,
ICM?
man. Because I'm not really trying to. No, I'm not trying to fit in with nobody, with no young boys doing what they doing. Shout out to all the young guns doing hip hop right now. But I'm not, and we're not as good. We're not trying to fit in with nothing, man. We born in hip hop and we do what we do.
Oh no! When I hear
OG.
Papa, you see
yeah.
possibly like Papa Doc.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay.
I just use Papa.
Doing the Haitian style? What's going on?
No. I just use the Papa to suggest the OG of it. Yeah, that's all it is.
Yes, of course. And now, who else we got over here?
Yo, we got the beloved hip-hop chef, DR.
DR.
Richie Rose, Broadway all day.
The voice. Yeah.
DR.
Wait, what'd you say? You said Ricky?
Richie Rose.
Okay, just make sure.
Richie.
The hip-hop chef, DR, Dad Rich.
The hip-hop chef.
Broadway all day.
Did Black Rob steal his voice from you?
Negative.
Okay. just asking.
I salute Black Rob, though. I salute anybody who came up in Harlem in the trenches, and he's some of the few brothers that did do his thing out of Harlem. So I salute Black Rob.
And big ups to him because he just recently performed out in Jersey.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Got on stage, did his thing.
He shut it down.
He tore it down.
Like, whoa.
Yeah.
It went bananas.
Did whoa and bounce. And
That's
just
actually
burned the stage down.
Hit and run.
That's actually a timeless record.
Yes,
Whoa,
it is.
Exactly.
Yes, it
Take it
is.
for what it's worth.
Real
Discredit the credit.
No.
That's a timeless
It's
record.
a hot record, though.
Unsung. Let's do WACR Unsung right now. Unsung.
Like honestly,
Whoa. Yes, indeed. It's called Lloyd.
And who brought him out? Who brought him out, Z?
Who brought him out?
Our guy, Royal Flush.
Oh, yeah.
And it was Royal Flush brought somebody out, and he was the performer.
He had a cup in his hand, looking like he was living a good life. because he had the stomach.
In the Miami shirt,
Yeah.
the Key West shirt.
But hold on,
West
Royal
style.
Flush always been on this Benny Siegel. You know what I mean? He always was a thick dude. You know what I'm saying? He always was a big dude. But I salute the homie.
He was
wasn't-
brought out
Listen.
by Mr. Cheeks.
Right.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what I mean? I'm not even going to do this year. I'm going to probably see y'all next year.
Yeah, I'm coming next year.
I'm going to bring out my boy to be like, well, you was brought out.
Right.
How you bringing somebody out? Like,
Right.
I'm having
DR,
deja
man.
vu because I could have sworn Newark. I saw that same show.
Oh, you
That
was
was
there?
Newark.
Yeah,
it was Newark.
Yeah, Newark. That's
Welcome
the
to WHCR. We're the Cigar Boys.
Lincoln Park Music Fest.
That's crazy.
Absolutely. So you know what? I got a little taste for y'all real quick. Hold on. Let me turn this down. Hold on a
you
second.
saying, hey, they looking for like was it
Pause.
dog?
Wow. Say what?
This may sound a little familiar.
Y'all was like, what is this? But Curtis is in the middle of dancing. He's like,
Nice and nasty MCs.
But this is that original music, man. We actually be studying some of this stuff while we home, man. Like,
Circa 1979.
That's right.
Mexi
call me
Ray in the
Mexi Ray.
place.
Mexi Ray.
Nexie Ray.
Dope.
Is that you right there, Curtis?
That's Terry right now. And that's Charlie D right now.
Okay. All right. So we're going to get to that a little bit later on. But right now, it's about the Cigar Boys. So what's going on in your world right now, Cigar Boys? Like, what's happening with y'all? What y'all got on the table?
Well, what's very interesting is that we were able to leverage our music experience, couple that with the cigar lifestyle, and do something all new and different with it. So don't be shocked if you go to your local cigar store and you see one of our cigars, in the humidor. And so that's how we're trying to hit it. We're not just trying to be novices at this. We're really trying to embrace the whole entrepreneurial spirit and be bosses in this game.
Now, people may see y'all initially. They're going to say, you guys trying to get a deal? You guys not in your teens. You're not in your early 20s. There's nothing we could do with y'all.
Grown men.
What do you say to like those people that say that there's nothing we could do with y'all? Is there a lane that's out there that people don't know that is there? But they've been
I'll
hiding
answer
that from
this
people?
first, and then I'm gonna pass it to Papa Hot, and we're gonna end it with Mexi Ray because this is a good question. I in particular, this is the Hip Hop Chef DR for those who are listening, and in particular, hip hop to me and to us is one of the few genres of music that there's a stipulation of age, which we never really can understand on the behalf of somebody recording a record on the behalf of age, because country, R&B, anything outside of hip hop, you're never judged on age. That means a younger cat, Justin Timberlake, can also do a show with Justin Bieber. Whether whoever opened up, Justin Bieber can be the closer. Justin Timberlake come out and do 2 songs. It's never judged. Country don't go on country. Music is never really judged on the behalf of age, but we somehow or another, old school, which we call true school, but you got old school and new school. Hip hop is the only one that really utilizes that term. And once we're here to not only try our best to remove that black cloud over music, what we're doing is something very different on the behalf of what others have done. Papa Hot.
Just to elaborate on that. Like you would never hear Axl Rose from Guns N' Roses say F Mick Jagger after Rolling Stones. Even though Rolling Stones still sell out arenas more than almost any band right now. Still. So
And they got their name from, I think, Muddy Waters.
See, so it goes back to reaching back to the
Not
foundation.
just the name.
Just the whole
Everything they do.
all of it.
They were in studio with the dude.
Yeah. So a shout out to all the young guns making music right now, but we kind of like hip hop has always been something that was grassroots and from the streets, and we never needed an industry to become what it was. So, and we don't need the industry now to validate what we do. So, what we're going to try to do is just make good music, and this album that we're working on right now is going to demonstrate a whole bunch of different flavors on different lanes. I mean, the reality is that Mexi Ray, this was his brainchild. You know what I'm saying? He came to us with, this is a concept I know you still doing music, I'm still doing music, DR still doing music. Why don't we do this? So, some tracks got put together. So you're going to hear anything from something that your moms would dig to something that your moms might not dig. You know what I'm saying? So we got some hard records. I mean, we just keeping it real. We got some hard records, and we got some records that that the streets is gonna be like, nah, I'm not rocking with that. But that's what it is. But we never gonna let the streets dictate how we move, or the industry dictate how we move. We're gonna do what feels good to us. If you dig it, you dig it. If you don't,
Like how
you
it
don't.
should be.
Yeah, that's how it should be. That's music, man. So I think that it's gonna be something on the album for everybody. And then we also have our individual projects where we get down like we want to get down. You know what I mean? So we right now we doing what we do together, and there's some compromise involved whenever you have different personalities. And I think it's a nice blend on the album, So hopefully, man, I don't know that a label is gonna look at us and say, "Yo, I can find a lane for you. I know your lane." Nah, maybe it doesn't exist yet. Maybe we're gonna make the lane right now, because there's a lot of people over 35, over 40 who can't relate to nothing on the radio right now at all. None of the 7 records that they play all day.
Right. It's 7? I thought it was like about 4.
I think they added one.
They added one? Okay, that's what it is. No, hold on. We got somebody on the line for you guys. Hold on a second. Hello, ThermalSoundwaves. You're on live. Who's this?
All right, ThermalSoundwaves. What's good? Oh, Cigar Boys, what up?
What up?
Sean Khan in the building. What's up, my homie?
All right, Cigar Boys in the building.
Oh, you called out the voice like that? You are sick with the voices,
Sean
man.
Khan, that's that Triborough brother right there.
TB Roll, what's up? What's happening with you, beloved?
Hey, I'm just here tuning in to the Cigar Boys, seeing the movement, and just to speak on what y'all saying, it is no real age limit or nothing when it comes to music, and it's a shame that hip-hop does it, but I don't really think it's the arts or the culture. I think it's the industry, because what I noticed is it seems like they tend to want to grasp onto youth because they can control. Maybe the youth doesn't have the knowledge of certain things, so they can pull the wool over their eyes.
Good point.
That way they put them in a position where it looks like they're putting them on, but they're taking advantage. And then years later, you hear about how they sold all these records, but they made no money.
Right.
The older artists, like Cigar Boys, Triborough, everybody who's been through a few things already knows the deal, which it would be harder for us to break through because they can't pull the wool over our eyes. So we got to make our own way.
Make your own lane. Say word. That's what it is, man.
Indeed.
You know what? I remember. I ain't gonna say this group's name, but it wasn't Queens, and it was where I believe Triborough had their album party event at, and it was this young group, and they would just listen to what the label rep was telling them to do. Walk here, sit down, don't do nothing. And it's supposed to be like free giveaways, and you get to meet this group that the girls love. And I was people on the side. This dude was like, "Yo, listen, you got to buy this wristband, and you get it for your CD with a wristband." Like, all right, how much is that? Give me like a dub. And it was like, and he's just caking all the time. He's like, "No cameras," because I was there.
Wow.
Shooting for some footage for the boys. And when I came across, I was just walking. He saw me, "No cameras." I was like, wow.
Ugliness.
So these kids don't even know this guy.
Pimping.
And it was about at least 1,000.
Damn.
At least 2,000 little girls
Exploitation.
out there. And with their pops or their parents like, that shrug, I need that.
I need that.
You ain't gonna tell a kid. It's like when they put that, it's like, all right, man, go ahead, man.
Gotta do it.
So you times that by that certain amount of money for the wristband that comes with the CD.
He G'd off.
That is really
for sure
promotional use.
Yeah.
And you get to see them say, "Hi, move." And I'm looking at them like moving the girls. All right, go. And I'm like, you care nothing about the culture,
at all.
Nothing about this group, this little boy band, and you're kicking, and they're just sitting there, like, okay.
See, that's the problem. People don't understand history or the culture. And that's why every now and then it takes people who've been through the process to overstand. Like, for example, we have a song called "My Baby's Having My Baby." And the whole premise of it, back in the days when you had a child, you had a girl, you went to the doctor, you went to the hospital with a cigar. You were proud. "Yo, I just had a baby girl. I just had a baby boy." Having a child is a responsibility, and you took pride in that. Now it's like, "Yo, that's my baby mama. I can't stand that chick," and all this other stuff, which is cool. I understand, but you know what? We got to take it back as the people to what we created, what we built, and take it to the next level
Now,
for the grown-ups.
Now, I'm not knocking business because business is made in all sorts of ways.
Merch.
But I'm looking at it and I'm like, I had this strong feeling like you're not hitting these kids off. And I doubt the parents even know.
Ugly.
And I'm like, I know it's to a point where the head labels probably don't even know either. But I'm looking at this dude and I'm like, I'm seeing the arrogance with this dude.
Yeah, he's gonna eat off them.
And I'm like, he probably just said, somebody that knows that allowed him to get certain things, like, here you go, hold that. And we go keep this and we go be able to put down payments on a couple of houses.
That's what it is.
Right.
That's what it is.
Because they was getting them.
That's what it is. Getting raped. And it's been happening since the beginning of the industry. It's happening now. It's always going to happen.
So it goes back, and I don't know if the guy's still on, Sean is still on, but it goes back to what he just said. They want the smaller kids because they don't know any better and they're able to, or the young-minded, I should say.
Yeah.
Because sometimes there are some older people the same way, but young-minded where they're able to take without them realizing. And it's like, hey, you got me girls, didn't you?
WHCR 90.3 FM, New York.
So that's what it goes back to. But thank you for the call, though.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think he hung up, but call us up 212-650-6903. Email us thermalsoundwaves@gmail.com. That's what it is. We got the Cigar Boys here live in studio. Yes, indeed. And when could phone lines is lighting up? When can people get like their hands on some stuff or get involved with more with what you guys are doing?
Oh, we just a month away. And I think we'll have like a big release event. We'll have Ralph and probably have my man Kev hold it down for us as we do the big jump off party. So
I'm always behind the camera.
So
not always, but y'all
often.
events, I stay behind the camera.
Often, and we love seeing you there. So we know it's going to be done proper.
Now, I gotta say with you guys, it's more than just the Cigar Boys and the cigars that you guys are doing. You all, it's been a long time, and you guys been very, very influential and down with the community and doing a lot and bringing a lot of stuff to the community that probably would never have gotten there or came there. Like a hip hop culture center,
No doubt.
in the movie theater is like, I know it's not there currently, but that was a huge attraction, not just to Harlem, but to that movie theater.
Yeah, talk about the business y'all brought there.
Right.
I mean, like, people was like, oh, there's a movie theater here?
That's Mexi Ray. A lot of people don't know. That's that dude. That's that dude.
And, people would be like, it's probably a rinky-dink culture center. Then they go in there like, wait a minute. This is actually professional. A lot of people will, like, discredit anything in certain neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Of color.
People.
And be like, this is some, whatever. You just want to get a little change from me. Get out of here. So they go there like, oh, this is for real.
Yeah.
Wait, this is not like cheap paper.
Nah, it's the truth.
This is real posters.
A lot of people don't know the hip hop royalty that graced the doors of it. As a matter of fact, that was the first place. It was all the years that I've been in this industry and doing hip hop. It was the first time I ever actually met Bambaataa. Was in the hip hop culture center.
A lot of people met there. People flew in, not just from the States, from overseas. There's been shows there, like online TV shows there, where like people could actually go there and rap, sing, dance. You had people like Naughty by Nature there, and then right outside the window, you see the sign of the Apollo. And it's like, it felt like
crazy
Harlem.
crazy.
Like that was like a great feel. I know a lot of people brought. You could be younger. You can have your parents there. You can have your kids there.
Yeah.
It was different generations there at one place.
And nobody
which
ever
is
did that.
and that stuff
Nobody
really
did
doesn't
that.
go down like that. It's like either one or the other. But to have all three, kid, parent, grandparent and one place,
and not one
and
negative
feel
incident,
like
not one
they
negative
all feel
incident
good
in the history of the events.
Never had a fight, never had a
Never had
shootout,
a fight.
and DR can make you some good cornbread too. There.
and have cornbread.
Exactly.
You go eat your cornbread.
And also have the culture represented at a spot where you actually see the different elements of what's going on, where you can get an education.
Yeah.
Walking through there. And we don't have that anywhere, really and truly, where you can see hip hop culture at its finest being represented.
He had real, original, authentic flyers from back in the day.
Yes.
Where Harlem World on it. Some of these kids had never even seen a flyer before, but he had the real. Who would have thought to save those flyers, man?
Some people thought Harlem World was just Mace.
Yeah.
Right. They don't know that.
Cameron, that was it. They don't know that Harlem World was his history.
Yeah, man.
The biggest thing that I appreciate the most of you having at the event that you guys had, was the porta potties actually had a sink.
That's right. That's right.
I was like, wow, I didn't know they actually come with this. This was like a luxury porta potty.
We had the cleanest porta potties in New York
I was
State.
like, wow. No, it was really, I was
That's
like,
crazy.
That's crazy. I was like, I thought they were like, that's where the money would stop. But it was like, nah, we got this too.
We got this too.
And I was like, wow.
We had mints on the outside. It was all good.
And on top of that, you guys are doing things in front of the state building of Harlem, which is like a big satellite, a spear of Harlem, a landmark of Manhattan, of New York, period. And you've been having events in Bill Clinton's office.
We rep Harlem hard. We rep Harlem hard, and it's all about doing things next level, professional, with the community in mind. From Harlem Mothers Save
yes.
to the Rapathon. Grassroots effort to really give people a chance to show their talent. If you could spit, come on through. So we did all kind of stuff, and it's a pleasure being able to take those past experiences and meld them into what the Cigar Boys are doing now. So we always feel the best is yet to come.
I call you a certain name.
He sure does.
Because I see where a lot of things are going. And I'm happy that, we know each other for a long time. I knew you guys for a long time. And you are looking like Adam Clayton Powell.
That's what he calls me, young Adam Clayton. So
just keep the faith, baby. That's why every time I see the characteristics, I see the movements, I look at certain things, I'm like, okay.
That's dope, though.
In a minute, you're going to have stuff.
Yeah.
And Adam did smoke a Cohiba. He did smoke a Cohiba similar to what DR has.
I see how things are going. It's like, we're going to take care of this work, and next you know, we're in, like, the islands somewhere. Cigar Boys doing video. So it's like you guys, that's why I mentioned earlier how you guys feel about the industry, saying that, you guys may not be as young enough, but it's going to be like you're going to have your own lane.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people out there that are actually say, they don't really want to be into, like, marijuana anymore or cigarettes. They actually are digging the cigars,
right?
Because they feel like a cigar is like an accomplishment. I'm on another level now.
Cigars is a magnet of business.
Like
for
if
those who
with a
don't
cigarette
live
in your
the
hand, it's
lifestyle,
like, all right, whatever.
Cigars or magnet of business.
Exactly. With a cigar in your hand, it's like it's a conversation.
It's outside of yourself. Somebody outside of yourself see you smoking, who lives the lifestyle, will come over and approach you.
And
they don't feel like there's some sort of distance or there's some sort of conversation that you can't have with them. This is the comfortability of a good conversation. Is a cigar, female or male. And the Cigar Boys, which we're all men at the age of those who are listening, if you can't see us, we bring one of the deepest street edge all the way up to corporate that you can actually become. We are adults, but we have a strong essence of street knowledge as well as all the way up to the corporate office. And that's a different type of group.
And I see how things connect. Me and C or Ralph, other people, we sit back and we talk. And we say, okay, we see where this is going. We see where this is going. So it's like, it's to a point now where you just sit back. Like how you're supposed to do. You sit back and you pick up the phone, or you send an email, and things happen.
Start to happen.
Things start happening.
Yeah,
No
and it's
doubt.
starting to happen.
It's not even about like, I wanted, I want to get on the radio and the radio is horrible. Till it's like, my family is evicted from the house illegally from the landlord. What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Am I gonna get in a corner and rap about it, get on World Star, or am I going to, try to have an appointment with you guys, and then that's when you guys pick up the phone and the email. Next, it's like, oh yeah, you're back in your house.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah. We're going to talk about that. Hold on a second. We got somebody on the line right now. It's ThermalSoundwaves. You're on live with Cigar Boys. Who's this?
Yo, it's Luke Cage. I'm calling from Greensboro, North Carolina. Giving a shout out to my boys, the Cigar Boys. Feeling the movement, the music's powerful. Salute.
Hey, I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that.
Hey,
what city?
From, man?
What city in North Carolina?
Greensboro.
Oh, yeah.
Greensboro.
Yeah.
Luke Cage, man, we love you, man. The Cigar Boys here, man. Luke Cage, man, we love you, man.
Let me get an autograph.
My son
That's
went
the
to
homie,
Greensboro. My son went to Greensboro for a year.
Right, he's tuned in.
We feeling the movement out here. Don't think the music don't get around. It's the people are gonna reach or getting the music. The masses here in the movement. I'm feeling the movement, so I wanted to call, give y'all brothers a shout out, Cigar Boys. You know what I mean?
Hey.
Man, I know people probably say things like just say things when they saying things, but in all sincerity, that means a whole lot, G. Because we starting this. It's like brand new for us right now, and sometimes, especially at our age, and some of us who have seen success before. No matter what you're doing with the music, it's only natural to second guess yourself. Sometimes I feel like, I'm feeling this, but is anybody else going to be feeling what we're trying to do? Anybody. And when you hear somebody acknowledge that they feeling it, it's motivational, man. So for real, salute to you, man. Your words went a long way just
From
now.
North Kakalaki, where
Kakalaki,
Tobacco Road. So it's just right, Tobacco Road. You know?
You already know. I'm waiting for the new project, man.
No
so I'm
doubt.
here. Y'all got fans, and I'm waiting. You know what I mean? So y'all keep doing your thing. Once again, salute the Cigar Boys. You know what I mean?
Salute to you, beloved. You know we love you, B.
You just make sure that Luke Cage, when you down, in North Carolina, man, you just remember, just represent for Syracuse, though. All right,
Yeah.
just keep it like that. All right, all right.
You already know. All right, that's what's up. All right, peace.
Yeah, Cage, we're going to come out there for one of them tailgates, man. Cigar Boys,
How
North
dope is
Carolina.
that,
We
though?
on our
How
way,
dope is
beloved.
that?
You know what I'm
A lot of people
saying?
came out of Carolinas.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's
A
a dope
lot
town,
of people came
man.
out of Carolinas, and and they became New Yorkers, but they rooted to the Carolinas.
My wife from North Carolina.
Yeah,
My
right.
whiz. No doubt.
Half of my mama family, man,
My
North
daddy,
Carolina
my
bound.
daddy
Me and
from
me and the
Lombard.
guy Sean Carn just came back from that too long ago. We had a little family day, family reunion down there. We went down there and enjoyed ourselves, you know what I mean, in Wilson, North Carolina. Shout out to Greensboro, Charlotte, Rocky Mountains, you know what I'm saying? And the whole Spot TV fast, you know what I'm saying? And we got to give them a shout out too.
Warrington.
A lot of
absolutely.
You had a lot of the red. Well, I don't know if they still call them red bones now. I don't think they say that word.
Nah, some people probably still do, but that's not like
so excuse
accepted.
me.
Yeah.
Well, we got the YGs listening, so the young guards, they know, you know what I mean? They call them red balls
Yeah,
still,
but
maybe, you know what I'm
a
saying?
lot of them like to be called that. But that tribe was down there a lot, North Carolina, in the Carolinas.
Yeah, that
North
light
Carolina.
complected.
my wife's mom, you call her that. You getting hurt.
Yeah.
You getting hurt.
Yeah.
She's from down there too. She's from
Yeah, that's
from
why I
Warrington.
caught myself.
You know
some
what,
people,
though?
some people don't know at all, but I caught myself.
It just hit me. Big shout to you dudes, because I remember the very, very, very first rapathon we had.
That's right.
Y'all held us down. Y'all had a
Absolutely.
strong team too. I remember.
We had the first inaugural team.
That's right. That's
Right,
right.
right.
So big shout for hanging out with us all
Absolutely.
these years.
With Polaris,
We had,
you know what I mean?
Polaris
Atlas,
We had Famous Chiz.
Famous
We
Chiz.
had UGG.
We had UG from Cellar Dwellers.
yeah. Right.
Gypsy Flesh, who's
Gypsy
Queen Gypsy
Flesh.
now, or King Gypsy, I should say.
Yeah.
She's something. She's something.
And a whole bunch of we had like a whole bunch of young kids just coming through, blessing that rapathon.
First hour jumped it off. It
Yes,
did very
it did.
well. I think John O was on that.
John
team
O
too.
was on there as well. He came through on that.
Not Kasimala.
Kasim Allah.
Kasim,
yeah.
Queen Cash.
Queen Cash.
Queen Cash.
Yes, indeed. Absolutely, man.
And for those who don't know about the Cigar Boys, man, we got a strong history with this student and hip hop thing. Outside of us being artists, man, we are tied in to some of the biggest genre of hip hop that you can ever think of.
Talk
on the independent level, and even on the major level. Like, we've met a lot of folks like you, such as you guys said, through the Hip Hop Culture Center, man.
Take the rapathon alone. I mean, if we did 6 rapathons, we had to go through at least 500 people each rapathon. So, and then I have to audition, interview, interact, interface, work with, conduct. And so I know talent, because I've been blessed to work with them. And so I've been able to get all those guys and get the essence of it and share it with my Nubians here. So it's
Absolutely.
all around good luck.
And thank you, too, also for the DC movement that we did as well.
Oh, wow. You
Remember
see?
that? Remember that DC thing?
That was dope.
Jason Fox.
I remember that.
Never forget
For
that.
those that don't know, that was an all-female reunion. The all-black sister reunion is what we all went to, and we rocked out in Washington, D.C. on the green lawn of the White House.
Turned it out, too.
For those that don't know, we rocked on the green
people don't know.
lawn of the White House.
We did over 500 events at the center, and we saw over 100,000 young people and youth. So it's not like people think, well, what do y'all do there? What do y'all do? We was putting work in.
You know what? That night was she's laughing. That night was a crazy night. That day was good. That night ended up being a crazy night. I think C went to go get something to eat. And I was like, all right, and Jason Fox and his crew, it's like, yo, we want to get something to eat too. Like, come on, Kev. So like, all right, let's go. So we go, I think it was on U or something like that. We might have been the McDonald's over there.
Yeah.
So we're there at the McDonald's, and it is me, Jason Fox, and his other two guys, Sunkiss, another guy from the song. And we go to McDonald's. I said, all right, we're here. Let's just get something to eat and whatever. So I'm just chilling, sitting down. The girls like, oh, my God, Jason Fox and all them guys. How do you do that on Jackie? So they're doing it. Like, let me show you, girl. It's like, do you like that? Like, oh, my God, Jason Fox. So I'm like, all right, yeah, let them do that. Let them do that. One dude just comes out of nowhere. You don't love me, girl. You don't love me, girl. I'm like, I don't know what this is about. I'm like, all right, it's time to go. And one of the guys, Jason Fox, homie, the Dawson brother, kept saying, Harlem, Harlem. I'm like, yo, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Stop screaming Harlem. You don't understand. Like, wow, what happened? No, he's from Harlem, son. He's from Harlem. I'm like, yo, stop. You don't understand. It's sad to say some of these guys' fathers and uncles are locked up.
That's right.
For football numbers, and they always still mention one guy, even though they act like nothing else they have from another DC guy ain't telling everybody too.
Yeah.
But that Alpo thing is very, very heavy in people's heads.
Yeah, sure is.
And they just make it seem like that's everybody.
All of Harlem.
So, we walk in, and they're like, let's get these dudes. And I'm like, let's get these security first. Like, I'm looking around for these security. And I'm like, wait a minute.
That's you.
They think I'm security? And I'm the biggest one out of all of them. So now I'm like, and shout out to Jason Fox and his crew, but I've been in some things before. And if I'm getting into something, even if it's like 50 on 2 or 50 on 5, I know that 4 of my homies are going to put in some work. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about Jason Fox and them. Jason Fox and them, they still, they still dancing. Like they and I'm not. It's like, and it's not. They know what I'm talking about. It's not like they can't do anything. Just that I don't know.
Right.
So now I'm looking at me versus 15 guys.
Not a good look.
So I'm like, I'm not gonna turn my back on these guys because next I get stabbed and shot. So I take off my watch. And I start, stretching my head. And they see me like, oh, his security about to hit us now. Let's get it. It's on. So we going back and forth. And I'm squaring up. And it's like, and I don't know where the other 3 is. I'm like.
Where was on Jackie?
Where was on Jackie? Something tricking in my head is go time.
Go time.
And when it's go time, and then also some military thing with me, I'm a little bit. So I'm in the position. I'm saying to myself, I'm going to take out 6 of y'all.
I like that 6.
But I probably will be going to the hospital. I had to just say that to myself. You're gonna probably go into the hospital. I'm gonna take out 6. I feel that good. I'm going to take out 6, but I'm gonna go to the hospital. I said, Lord, just please, man, just make sure I don't die.
Kev, let me say this to you, guys.
Because I was like, yo, man, I'm not gonna let these guys get beat up. I'm not gonna let them get robbed because I just it's something in me I can't feel that. Like, go ahead, man. Be
Not to cut you off, let me say this to you. It's a different type of group. No longer will you have those worries. Let's be clear. This is a real Harlem cat.
It was over a sucker, too. A guy, Jason Fox, and it wasn't even trying to bag this guy's girl. She ran up to say, she's gonna do the Aunt Jackie, and they're doing the Aunt Jackie, and I'm like, it looks hilarious. It looks hilarious showing a girl how to do it.
Yeah, this cloth here is a little deeper than that. And
you ain't gonna have
all those average street stories. Become irrelevant. We just gonna do the business. That's all.
But I said I was going to take out 6. I said I was going to take out 6. And I meant that. 6 of them was going out.
This was the Black family reunion, people.
And I was going to make that phone call.
Just get me acquainted. That's all.
And they
Curtis,
for the viewers that's listening,
I'm in the hospital. Curtis,
they might be talking about
talking for me.
300,000 black sisters. We ain't talking about 100,000 women. We ain't talking about 200,000 women. We talking on the lawn of Washington, D.C.
Washington Monument.
Could y'all imagine seeing 300,000 sisters out there? And this is the story that they was talking about in between that. So it was a good time, but there was some mishaps also. But again, they got home safe. We on the radio show.
That was
we
great.
here, baby.
The day was great.
Yes.
This
Beautiful.
had nothing to do with that day.
That night.
But that night,
Right.
I can't get it out of my head. And I haven't heard from Jason Fox and them since.
Yeah, that was crazy. And we went club hopping too that night too.
Yes, we did.
At Olives and all them spots too.
Ben's Chili Bowl.
Yeah, we was all over that.
We wound up leaving. We all left. We came on back. We came on back home.
We was trying to.
Yeah,
Right. Trying to do some things.
Early Cigar Boys. They were talking about cigars.
Right.
And and even there, they were like, "Oh my God, Jason Fox!" Like, "Oh, Jackie," he keeps doing like, "Yo, man, like, are we gonna even talk about what happened earlier?" That's what I'm saying to myself. Are we gonna discuss what happened earlier?
Right.
Right.
But Cigar Boys, they here. It's ThermalSoundwaves WATR, man. 212-650-6903.
No closure.
Right.
It's,
Shout out T Breezy. He a young Harlem cat doing his numbers. You know what I'm saying? T Paris, a couple of cats, representing Harlem. They putting their work in. Into the young man Loaded Lux. You know what I mean? I like his movement. He's doing it big. Another Harlem cat.
Hold on, before I forget, I gotta say still, shout out to all our DC peoples.
Yeah, no doubt.
It was just a sucker and he's leading a bunch of suckers. That's all it was.
Right.
But we're all good because he'll probably said, "Yo, what was I thinking?" Oh, for a girl. And what it is.
Question for you two.
And
Y'all smoke
DC.
cigars?
I don't.
See, Truth, you don't. How about
fresh
you?
air.
What?
You smoke cigars?
With
No,
my
I
boy
don't.
Fresh Air.
Okay.
But
Exactly.
but I would collect some cigars if you have them and leave it displayed in my house. So when I bring a lady over, like, oh my God, here's cigars. Like, I live that lifestyle. But chill, man. You're not with that, man.
We a little deeper than that.
We got to bring you to authentic. We
Kev.
got to bring you to authentic joints with the Cigar Boys labels coming up. We got to.
There you go.
These are commercial joints right
Our
now.
own
that
cigars.
We
That's
gotta
where
bring
we're
our-
I was
our-
going to get into that. When I said about you guys have your own lane, there are tons of men and women out there that go to
Cigar bars.
humidor clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like a thing
bars.
going on.
Yeah,
It's a big thing
yeah.
going on now.
But
And
the difference in us,
owners
though,
love you guys because they know if they're bringing you in, you're going to be buying cigars
There you go.
and drinking expensive wine.
but ours is different. They do humidor clubs. We do top floor.
Top floor.
We taking it to the
Now-
next level.
We call it top floor humidor.
We taking it next level, Kev.
Segue into
That's the
one of
movement.
the songs.
Top
Okay,
floor
well,
humidor.
Now,
what's this about?
what's the top floor about?
All right.
What's that?
My boy gonna explain.
Oh,
it
that's
to you.
that.
He gonna explain it to you.
That's
Get up.
That's that little. What's that?
All right, well,
That's that Miley
basically-
Cyrus flow. What's that? What is that?
Yeah, they twerk up top. They twerk up top. They twerk up top. They twerk up top.
Thanks for the invite.
You know what I'm saying? But it's Granson better. Granson better.
Well, we're very aspirational, and we always try to do or be the best that we can be. And so DR actually met an individual who they was exchanging cigars with one day, and the dude was like,
Because that's business.
yeah, and he was like, you know what? You need to come check out my spot. I have a top floor humidor. Well, what do you mean a top floor humidor? The
that even
top
make sense?
floor of my residence, of my brownstone, is a humidor. That means it's kept at 70 degrees humidity to ensure that the product is always at optimum smoking readiness. And there are a lot of people, believe it or not, who live like this. I got an email just the other day from an individual who has a huge walk-in humidor and wants us to interact and interface and throw some networking events with him. So we even got a song called Top Floor Humidor for people who are trying to take it to the top, who are trying to smoke the best, and who are trying to have a nice lifestyle. We ain't trying to hurt no one. We just want to do fellowship.
And it's legal.
Oh, it's legal like a mug.
Unless they're Cuban.
Yeah, unless they're Cuban.
That's because of
if the Cuban
embargoes.
because of the embargo a long time ago. But even since back then, people have we have what they call pre-embargo Cuban cigars here. And
But
some
aren't
people-
they the best though on the market?
It's questionable.
They say that on Dominicans.
It's questionable.
And I don't even smoke, but you know
my
I know
preference.
that.
I'm not gonna lie. My preference is a Dominican cigar. Yeah,
Right.
But
Chef like
Cuban
chef
cigars
like
are wonderful. Cuban cigars
Cubans.
are wonderful. But no, I don't like to knock the others. You got fantastic
Right.
cigars coming out of Nicaragua,
Robusto.
Honduras. You even have American
right,
tobacco
yeah.
that's coming
Out of New Orleans
coming this
even.
way. New Orleans.
Well, we're
Yeah.
very aspirational, and we
Yeah.
always try to do or be the best that we can be. And so DR actually met an individual who they was exchanging cigars with one day, and the dude was like,
Because that's business.
yeah, and he was like, you know what? You need to come check out my spot. I have a top floor humidor. Well, what do you mean a top floor humidor? The
that even
top
make sense?
floor of my residence, of my brownstone, is a humidor. That means it's kept at 70 degrees humidity to ensure that the product is always at optimum smoking readiness. And there are a lot of people, believe it or not, who live like this. I got an email just the other day from an individual who has a huge walk-in humidor and wants us to interact and interface and throw some networking events with him. So we even got a song called Top Floor Humidor for people who are trying to take it to the top, who are trying to smoke the best, and who are trying to have a nice lifestyle. We ain't trying to hurt no one. We just want to do
And
fellowship.
it's legal.
Oh, it's legal like a mug.
Unless they're Cuban.
Yeah, unless they're Cuban.
That's because of
If the Cuban because of the embargo a long time ago. But even since back then, people have we have what they call pre-embargo Cuban cigars here. And
But
some
aren't
people-
they the best though on the market?
It's questionable.
They say that on Dominicans.
It's questionable.
And I don't even smoke, but you know
my
I know
preference,
that.
I'm not gonna lie. My preference is a Dominican cigar. Yeah,
Right.
but
chef like
Cuban
chef
cigars
like
are wonderful. Cuban cigars
Cubans.
are wonderful. But no, I don't like to knock the others. You got fantastic
Right.
cigars coming out of Nicaragua,
Robusto.
Honduras. You even have American
right,
tobacco
yeah.
that's coming
Out of New Orleans
coming this
even.
way. New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Go what?
Smoke nice.
Nice smokes from New
Smoke
Orleans
nice.
coming up. Yeah.
So we working with a few. I mean, we don't want to put a lot of things out on the table yet before they're in stone, but we're working with quite a few people who are interested in having us be the branding for, but we have to find the right blends for what, we're going to create our own blends. Cigars, a lot of people don't know cigars have natural flavors like cocoa or espresso, but not artificially flavored, the natural leaf.
Like Joey
Has
Mecca, he likes Maduros, right?
Which is a dark cigar.
I like a Connecticut or
which is
Indonesian
a
wrapper.
light
So
What is this?
break it down, Joey.
These are the
Yeah, I think Maduro. I think the plantain,
when you
the
hear
soft
Mad-
plantain.
I think I've had some
Maduro.
earlier.
That's
A
Maduro. Yeah.
Maduro cigar will always be a darker wrapped leaf cigar, and it'll occasionally be like slightly oily or toothy. These are all cigar terminology that you'll learn when you get into the science of cigars. A Connecticut wrapper is when you see a more
Lighter, yeah.
and generally a lighter Connecticut wrapper.
A Connecticut wrapper.
Yellow bone. Connecticut wrapper is always light.
It's not a J. Cole. It's not a J. Cole.
The New England rapper.
New England wrapper.
The Pilgrim rapper.
But, and
You know?
generally it'll be what's called a mild to a medium body, and then the Maduros will probably be a medium to a full body cigar. So as you smoke different cigars, you acquire your taste for what you like. Some
Break
people-
down the ring gauges, like the different ring gauges.
Yeah, a ring gauge is the size in millimeters of the cigar, of the circumference of the cigar. Cigarette is, I think, like a 20 gauge smoking device. The cigar I have right here is like a 42. So like the biggest ring gauge in the cigar right now, I believe, is 60. And it's 60, which is almost an inch around. So it's a big ring. So
Like old school George Burns.
yeah,
Remember George
George Burns, yeah. So you
or even
it's-
Suge Knight. A lot of people
Suge
like,
Knight, yeah,
back in the
usually
Suge
a
Knight.
cigar you've seen Suge with is probably a 60
A
gauge.
60.
60 ring gauge
Suge was a
cigar.
60. Or take Winston Churchill, who he invented a cigar called the Short Story. So it's a cigar that, instead of smoking for a long period of time,
Snub.
little short one, they call it a short story.
Snub nose cigar.
Little snub nose.
No.
They're torpedoes. A torpedo is a shape Like, it's all it's deep. It's like wine.
Conehead.
Different wines come from different
Torpedoes
regions
like
and
a
have
conehead.
different influences.
So now, with, like you had mentioned, to touch on more what you had mentioned, you have these cigars.
Right.
You had humidors.
Right.
All this stuff is branded.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So you don't even, no need for a label, especially when you have great businessmen like yourselves. You have the product, which is the music. Align that with a cigar company or rap, whatever, and then move that.
You get in the
that.
big picture. You get in the
There
big
you
picture.
go.
There you go.
And you can just be, instead of having to be in a club or whatever and feel like a club of like 500 people just to get certain bills paid, you could just do 30 people, because 30 people, they're going and say, let me have that bottle of wine,
Right.
which is actually
It's on a
more
higher level,
than cranberry vodka. You actually, it's more money
And it
involved.
ties
Yeah.
in, and it ties
Sophisticated.
in, and it ties
Yeah.
in.
Very
Without
sophisticated.
trying to like
It's a
OD and make
lifestyle.
it rain on stupid
Yeah.
stuff.
It's it's a different lifestyle, and it ties into, a
Men in suits.
celebration, to enjoying yourself for that moment in time when you're smoking that cigar. Like
I'll
Like-
tell you stories. Like this gentleman who wants to work with us, he owns a cigar manufacturing plant, and so he makes humidors. And what he does, he says, when you get married, he goes to your wedding, he makes the cigars for you right there at your wedding, and then he puts them in the humidor, and he goes, listen. On your first anniversary, you smoke this one. On your 5th anniversary, you smoke this one. On your 10th anniversary, you smoke this one. Just like wine, cigars age and get better with time. And so that's how heavy this whole cigar thing could be. You could be part of people's lives. D Nasty, who was on the show before you, I told him when he graduates college, I'm there with my 20th anniversary Padron just to celebrate that you're turning 20 and you're graduating. You see, so it's deep if you get down like the Cigar Boys.
What if you're not married, but you got like a little shorty on the side? Is there a cigar for that?
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
A
Those
cigarette.
are the flavored
that's
cigars.
aged for 3 weeks.
Keep a lot of
Cigar that stays at age in the humidor for 3 weeks.
And
You
hold on,
you burn it down and it's a wrap.
And hold on the record, just to say, because these guys are capitalized on it, the real cigar smokers really don't do the infused flavored cigars.
cigars,
In
yeah.
particular, in the Good Night, I like them.
We're not talking about Swisher Sweets. Yo.
No, we ain't talking about nothing.
Some-
Keep the Dutch Masters far away from us. That's not what we do.
It's a
There's no
different-
blunt
They're not
wraps
good for
here.
you neither, right? Those stuff are not good for you neither, right?
No.
No.
Is there a
But,
jump off cigar?
Actually, there is.
What are you
There
coming?
is.
Yeah.
2 hour cigar.
Listen,
I'm smoking right
see
now.
true.
Why smile, yo? Yo.
Get you the finest mommy,
Right?
dip the tip of the cigar, and give it to your baby.
Oh,
Oh, wait.
The tip of your cigar, beloved.
Oh, my
No,
mind
cognac.
is going. My mind is going right
Dip the
now.
tip of your cigar in the cognac, beloved, and give it to your lady.
Very important. If we don't impress anything upon you, when you smoke cigarettes, you take it into your lungs. When you smoke cigars, you do not put the smoke in your lungs. Cigar smoking 101. You inhale, right? You swish the smoke around your mouth, and then you blow it out. Do not take it in your chest.
yeah,
You'll
don't
be sick.
inhale.
Do not
Don't
inhale.
swallow
The
cigar
first thing
smoke.
a rookie cigar smoker would do, trying to emulate an OG, is get a cigar and he'll smoke like it's herb or it's a cigarette, and then he starts to throw up.
and then get sick.
Turn
And
to green.
to some of the young guns out there, I know I see like the Black and Miles is getting real popular in the street, and I see a lot of y'all inhaling those Black and Miles. Yo, stop
They
that.
kick
man.
out that black.
Nah,
inside,
they
right?
smoke it. They smoke it just like they smoke it in the street. Not what they smoke it just like it's sold, but they inhaling Black and Miles. Stop doing that, yo. That's just real. No smoking is good for you. Cigar smoking, period. Even the way we smoke cigars is not like it's not good for you.
Can't condone it.
It's not health food.
It's not health food. But if you smoke, and if you are, I've been seeing, like I said, that it's becoming more popular. Some people are saying I don't smoke cigarettes no more. I smoke Black and Miles, and they inhaling Black and Miles. One Black and Miles is like 30 cigarettes, dog. Stop.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In
Stop.
particular, if you're taking it into your
Yeah,
lungs.
do
You're not supposed
inhale-
to take it
do
into
not
your lungs.
inhale
One black and
cigar
mild, like
smoke.
30 cigarettes.
Yeah. Inhaling.
If you're inhaling it.
Inhaling.
How many people know that?
Not many.
Nobody smokes a Black
See,
and Mild.
we're like a
and blow
service
it out.
announcement for the culture. You see?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you guys are documentary.
But we only are tapping like the service of it. That's what became so intriguing about cigars to me when I learned that some cigars are like they won't even roll it until the tobacco is aged 10 years, 20 years. So that's why when a cigar comes out, it's so exclusive. We have this Rocky Patel vintage 1990 that they're selling right now, and it's like because the tobacco was cultured from the 1990s and blah blah. Now it's ready, and so that's why some cigars can cost.
See, Truth, give us a year. We're gonna tour the world.
$30 a stick.
We're gonna tour the world and taste all
it.
these fine cigars. And when we come back home, man,
global. And
we're gonna let
understand
them
that
know.
it can be it's a mentality, a mindset, a top floor
deep.
humidor, the top floor of your mind, which steps from smoking cigars to cufflinks to investments, the stocks and bonds. Just think big, man. Just think big.
Shout out to Max Starks from the Chargers. He used to be on the Steelers. He even took me with him. I think they lost.
Okay.
But he took me. Me, him, and J. Hot Dog Jones. We went to a
humidor
in Atlanta, and I was just like blown away about what's going on there. And not he used to be on Steelers at that time. Now he's on the Chargers.
Wow. So we got rap fellas, but real quick on the New Orleans thing. Like, are the people getting involved? Like, is there a give back, or is there some involvement with the people that's doing the whole New Orleans as far as
it's so amazing? Like,
what's happening with that? Because that raised my curiosity when you said New Orleans.
Well, what occurred? I didn't realize New Orleans had a cigar presence like that, and my mother went to New Orleans 3 weeks ago with her church, and so they're on this church tour, and they're going on this wine tour. A winery to sip wine. And she goes, wow, my son loves cigars, and there's a cigar manufacturing plant across the street. I want to hook my son up. So my mother left the church party and went to the cigar
enterprise.
And then she picked up all these cigars for me and picked up the literature. And when I got the literature, I'm like, wow, they have Cubans who they brought in, as well as some Dominicans, as well as some natives that they taught the craft to. And they actually roll and produce and manufacture them all in New Orleans. It's called the Cigar Company, the New Orleans Cigar Company. And so you can go online, you can check that out. As a matter of fact, hopefully we'll be doing some work with them too. And it's international.
Oh, keep us posted on stuff.
International.
No doubt. How can people get in contact with you guys? They want I'm
gonna keep it really, really old school. Old school. You can call me at 212-234-7171. This is like a lost craft, the lost art. 212-234-7171. I'm not talking Facebook. I'm not talking Instagram. I'm not talking Twitter. I'm not talking LinkedIn. You can call your boy 212-234-7171.
Wow.
Oh, and this is Mexi Ray, so holla at me. Let me know about the cigar. So Curtis Sherrod, Mexi Ray,
do I have
Papa
that
Hot.
number?
No, you don't. You don't, but you know what? You got it now.
I'll talk about this off the air, man. You just blew that out there. Like that's dope, though. That's dope.
That's the office.
You don't get no realer than that.
Yeah, that's the office.
So we keeping our ear to the streets, man. When's the last time you heard somebody put their landline out there like that?
It's been a minute.
Well, it's the Hip Hop Chef DR. You can reach me on Instagram. It's DADDRICH. On Instagram, it's DADDRICH. On Facebook, it's Richie Rose. You know what I mean? Whole apostrophe. You know what I mean? Salute your boy,
Twitter,
Papa Hot.
Twitter Papa Hot with 3 T's. PAPAHOTTT. Shout out to all my young guns and all the old school heads who still remember the Fly Girl and Boogie Boys and all that. And we all got a new.
And just to let y'all know, right?
Beat in the future too, unless you know right now.
You're not gonna beat us to it.
I'm gonna use your beat.
You're not gonna beat us to it.
I'm gonna use your beat, and I'm looking at you like I don't gotta go through Mac channels.
I was
Papa Hot.
I was sitting
don't
right
sue
next
me.
to dude.
It's me.
And let me leave this last message for the young guards that's out there. Don't ever misunderstand. The older brothers in the game. We students of hip hop. We've been doing this a long time, and we all are real businessmen, like we saying on air outside of hip hop. We all get up in another 2 or 3 hours. You have to check your clock. You see what time it is. 2-3 hours from now, we all three headed out to do the real business. So don't misunderstand where we coming from. You got to get the grind going. Don't make no excuse.
Shout out to the Dirty 30 from Brinks, man. Cameron Legal 40. That's my team out there.
Yeah,
be safe.
Hip Hop Chef. I'm going to burn him down tomorrow. And we got Mexi Ray, the extraordinary consultant. You dig?
Yeah, you
absolutely, man.
Everybody.
Well, thank you, brothers, for coming through.
Hey,
like,
thanks
it's
for having
a real
us.
education on the whole cigar culture, man.
We coming back, beloved.
Education.
We coming back because we, like I said, we in the middle of really mixing down the album. We're gonna come back with you with some music and all that. But thank you for having us.